nuclear power plant is a type of power station that generates electricity using heat from nuclear reactions. These reactions take place within a reactor. The plant also has machines which remove heat from the reactor to operate a steam turbine and generator.
The Chernobyl accident occurred on April of 1986 due to Cold War isolation, which led to the lack of safety precautions within the power plant. This was located in Ukraine at the time under Soviet Union control. The 3 Mile Island incident occurred on March 28, 1979, when the power plant experienced a failure in the secondary non-nuclear section of the power plant. This prevented the main water pumps from sending water to the reactor core. The Fukushima disaster occurred on March 11, 2011 in Fukushima, Japan. The meltdown happened when the power plant was hit by a tsunami which was caused by a 9.0 earthquake. The water quickly flooded the generator rooms and cut off the power to the cooling systems. This led to a series of explosions from the gas within the power plant.
The Chernobyl accident caused the largest uncontrolled radioactive release into the environment ever recorded for any civilian operation, and huge amounts of radioactive substances were released into the air. For the longer term, there is a concern about contamination of the soil with cesium-137, which has a half-life of about 30 years. It is still nearly impossible to grow crops or plants in this area. Ukrainian scientists are still evaluating the Chernobyl-related problems now, 28 years after the disaster. Environmental and health issues in the contaminated area still pose a real threat for Ukraine. People had to be evacuated from the area, and it is still dangerous to live there as a result of the lasting radiation. Some health professionals expect an outbreak of radiation-related diseases in the next few decades in Ukraine. According to the National Commission of Radiation Protection, the level of radionuclides is way too high in nearly 100 Ukrainian towns and villages. The long-lasting cesium and strontium locked up in the soil and forest pose potential threats to the health of the local people. Due to their relatively high biological availability, cesium and strontium, which can enter the body with food, may cause certain kinds of cancer, cardiovascular diseases, and mental problems. The accidents at 3 Mile Island and Fukushima resulted in similar environmental and health consequences.
The Fukushima accident could have been avoided. The risks of tsunamis was very well known, but the international standards were not met. Tokyo Electric Power did not review the risks of tsunamis. The region in which the plant was placed had a huge risk of eventually flooding, yet standards were not met. They could have equipped their plants with more emergency electricity supplies the way the European states did. The Chernobyl accident could have been avoided if they had a better design in general. The operators did not know how to properly manage the plant and tried to control the process that was too quick. The 3 Mile accident could have been avoided, but it was due to human error. In general, all of these had a lack of application, usability, design, and training.